What's going on, everyone? It's Rob and Jonny. Welcome to episode 67 of the MMArcade Podcast. What is going to be the shortest episode that we've ever done for MMArcade?
It has to be.
Surely.
It has
right?
to be.
There's no fights this weekend.
I started. There are fights.
There are fights. We'll talk about it.
but
it's a card.
But
it's a fight.
Yeah, it's not one we want to talk about too much. Okay, but I've already jinxed the episode because I said that there is no chance. Like, I was so confident this is going to be a shorter episode that I said the things that should never be said, which is this has to be a short episode. And every time I've said that, we've gone well over an hour. So I'm confident this is still going to be a short episode. We want to hit some consistency regardless. Yes. And let's be honest, less fight talk means more game talk, and I'm all for that.
Rob, everyone realizes that you're like itching to get to the games news. Every episode, every podcast, you want to get to what you're playing and everything. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's because it's like, I don't know, talking about fighting and analyzing it and looking at the fights and playing that sort of thing because it's so close to home, because it's what I do for a living and I've done it for so long, it feels like work. Like I have to be on. I think of things a different way. I break down things a different way. I speak about it a different way. So by the end of that segment, I'm cooked. I'm ready to kick my feet up. So, and then we jump into the games, and everyone knows how passionate I am about games. And but regardless, let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. If you are new, if you are watching the podcast, please like, subscribe if you can. We just hit 35,000 subscribers on the podcast, which is awesome, right? So we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's start off with UFC news. There's a few bits and bobs to talk about. Again, no real major fights happening this weekend aside from the fight night. So let's talk about potentially Volk's next opponent for his belt. Apparently, Rob, the rumor going around, it's going to be Volk versus Yair Rodríguez 2. So the reason why everyone's talking about this is Movsar, who everyone has kind of agreed like kind of should be the number one contender. Volk said he'd fight him. Movsar said, I want to be next for the title. He tweeted to Volk himself saying, "Thank you, champ, for trying to fight me. I will fight in July and fight you in September. Hopefully we both win and we can meet in December." Essentially saying to Volk, I'm not going to be fighting you for whatever reason, talking with the UFC. I'll be fighting someone else in July. And apparently the rumor is they want Yair to headline the upcoming Mexico card, UFC 320 in Mexico. Apparently that might be up in the air in terms of whether that card takes place in Mexico, but currently it's set to be there. So that's probably why the UFC wants Yair to fight Volk. So Rob, before we get into the nitty gritty, what do you think about Movsar not fighting Volk next and also Volk fighting Yair for a second time for the belt?
I have seen this rumor going around. I actually thought it was confirmed already. I didn't know it was quite rumor milled, right? But, mate, no one wants to see this fight. No one.
Yes.
no one was sitting at home thinking, "Hey, you know what fight I want to run back? Volk and Yair." Okay? Not yet anyway, because Volk did some good, honest work in that first fight, okay? And I thought Yair had a lot to work on from that fight. I think a lot of it was mental, but that's how I walked away from that fight. I thought that fight was very one-sided, and I thought he had things to work on. And by no means is this to be offensive, okay? Because I know someone's got to just clip this and send it to him, and then I'm going to have another enemy. But it's just, this is how I've just seen things, okay? Through my lenses, which could be wrong or skewed or half-blind. It doesn't matter. Now, with Yair, like I said, from that last fight, I wanted him to go away and work on some things. We saw that in the Pitbull fight. We saw him start to get back into form, into shape, and kind of the version of himself that I wanted to see, like the version of himself that fought Emmett. That version of Yair, I was worried for Volk, because that version of him that went into that Josh Emmett fight was, mate, he was just he had a kill switch. He was just looking for it. Okay, and it was great to see. Pitbull, we saw him come back, getting work done. Now there was a storyline that whole fight week with him and Diego.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted that fight to happen. Tell me that fight couldn't have headlined UFC Mexico.
Or at least been in the co-main. Like, I don't understand when you look at what happened during that fight week, they're going at each other, not even set to fight each other. Volk's caught in the middle, laughing at the situation. How do you not look at that and go, you know what, we're going to make Volk versus Yair? How do you not put that fight together? It's kind of crazy. There's inbuilt hype and animosity.
And two blokes with Mexican heritage. I assume. Forgive me if I'm well off the mark, and that's why they were fighting.
I believe Diego lives in Mexico, but I don't know if he has Mexican heritage. I think that's the background. Let me search it up.
At some point, I've seen both of them wear sombreros, so that's as far as my research goes.
And Mexican flag, yeah.
But like that fight, that storyline, UFC Mexico, it all just made sense. It's like the stars were aligned, and everyone said, "This is the fight that we want to see." Headline this card, and then now Volk's fighting Yair, or might be fighting Yair. I don't know. I don't think Yair's ready for another Volk fight, to be honest.
I don't think he is. Like, he beat Pitbull, right? But let's be honest, Pitbull a little bit older, first fight in the UFC, his debut, and he didn't do much in that fight, man. He was kind of just standing in the worst possible range and distance for Yair. Yair kind of just it wasn't like an impressive performance. You know what I mean? He just got the job done.
Another thing, to be fair though, if we're looking at from this fight is happening, I think Yair isn't ready for the Volk that he fought the first time. Is Volk that Volk still? Okay, he looked outstanding against Diego.
Yes.
But if that was Volk pre the two knockouts, would it have been any, you know what I mean? I think he would have ran through Diego more so.
Yeah.
Hard to say because obviously Volk was dealing with a lot of adversity mentally, headspace wise, getting knocked out twice. It does terrors to you. So him to come back into, especially a guy that was on such a run like Diego, but I don't know. Now I'm just poking holes in my own thing. But nobody was asking for that fight. It's surprising that that's come out because the division's quite full. There's a lot of dudes there to fight.
Yeah.
I don't know what to look at, how to take that Movsar thing. I don't know why one didn't wait for the other.
I could say it. And look, I think it's a little bit obvious as to what is happening. Like Movsar, he doesn't have. If this dude was starching everybody, knocking people left, right, and center, didn't have a decision to his name, he'd be in the title, right? Like there'd be no question about it. I think it's because he's had a lot of decisions. I think he's very exciting. I thought his fight with Aljamain was incredibly compelling. But that is probably one of the reasons why he's not being thrown into the title opportunity. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise, man. He's beaten Diego Lopez, Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen, Dan Ige. Who else is there for him to beat to get in that position? And they're saying that he might have to fight Aaron Pico coming into the UFC. Doesn't make sense.
I think Movsar didn't want to wait for Volk.
No, surely not. He would wait for a title, Brent, a few months.
I don't know, because I remember seeing a tweet somewhere of him saying, champs fight everyone, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of the story that was playing out there. But we're just spitballing playing detective here, right? I don't know why they're not fighting. That's the fight to make.
Yep.
Because, But
and then obviously Yair versus Diego Lopez, inbuilt history, animosity. They're going to go off at the press conference. You could easily have that as the co-main as the Mexican card. And also as well, it kind of goes to the point, in my opinion, and I've said this about the Aussie cards. I don't always think you need to stack those cards completely with Aussies and Kiwis, right? It's great for us as fans, but you can have a great, we had, even Strickland and Drickus and others are headlining those Aussie cards. They don't need to be Aussie in that role. I would argue it's the same for the Mexican cards. You don't need to have a Mexican in the main event. Maybe co-main and a few spots, but they don't have to be in every slot, you know?
Yeah, not every slot. I think you do need locals in the main card. Best, preferably if you can have them in the main event, just because of how much it helps the crowd get into it. It helps the tourism. Or domestic tourism for the event itself and all that jazz. But I don't know. If you were asking me, I wouldn't have made this fight. Well, alleged fight. We don't even know. We could be way off. And it be like the first time. I'm terrible with my predictions, but let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I mean, like, I get it looking at even Merab and Sean at Noche UFC. Like, that was a Mexican themed card, and maybe they want, a Mexican in the next one, but that wasn't even in Mexico. But let's see what happens. Speaking of Merab, though, all right, Rob, have you seen Merab? This dude is so funny. He's just an absolutely wild character. He's set to fight Sean O'Malley, UFC 316, on June 7 in Newark. And in training, he's hurt his toe. It looks very, very bruised. Apparently, he kicked his training partner in the head. He's hurt it. His coach said it might actually be broken, but it's not going to stop Merab from fighting. How do you process this? How do you process Merab just continually doing stuff? Remember the last fight he had a cut as well it was dealing with, and now potentially a broken toe. What do you reckon, man?
I don't know. I think it's part of his personality. I see him do wild things all the time.
Yeah.
I saw the toe. It doesn't look good. Like it's not just bruised. Like the thing from the video that I saw, like it looks broken.
Surely it's broken, right? Like
he would have had to get his toe looking like that. He would have had to jam it between like his partner's head and a cinder block. Like I don't know how a kick can do that unless it goes the wrong way. Fighting Sean, I don't know. Your little toe does a lot. It does a lot.
It's all your balance, right?
I don't know. Is it the smartest thing? No. Does he always do the smartest thing? No. Will he fight? Probably. He's that guy, right? He's that guy. So I'm interested. He
is that guy. We know how Merab is. Cardio for days, but having potentially a broken toe, especially the pinky toe, it has to be a concern. It has to be a little bit of a worry. Man, 3-4 months ago, I stubbed one of my toes, not my pinky toe, right? I stubbed one of my toe. I probably fractured it. It still hurts to this day. This dude's fighting in a week and a half. And it's probably broken. Do you know what I mean?
Don't tell people that story, bro. Don't tell people.
I'm just saying. It's
don't
like
tell people I stubbed my toe and it still hurts.
It does. It does. And this dude broke his. All I'm saying is that he's going into a championship fight with a freaking broken toe. It's crazy to me.
Hey, JC. Mate. And it's not the worst injury. Okay, it's not optimal to get any injury before a fight. But it's not the worst injury. He can still run. He can still work cardio. He can still tape it up and work around it. It's not like a torn calf or hamstring. Like, you know what? He's able to work with it. So let's see what happens. Maybe it's not broken and it's just like really hurt.
Yeah.
Squashed, bruised, jarred, or something like that. And we'll see what's up.
Yeah, it was very funny. It gave me shades of Belal Muhammad. You remember he had to pull out against Shovkat because of that toe infection. But speaking of Belal Muhammad, the last bit of UFC news. You're all good, bro? All good?
Yeah, my son's just asking me stuff.
That's all right, man. So, last bit of news is about Belal Muhammad. We, of course, know that Belal lost to JDM for the welterweight title at UFC 315. He's come out and he's spoken about his loss. Now, I do want to say that, Belal put a hell of a fight up against JDM. It was really entertaining, really enjoyed watching it. And this is what he had to say, right? Quote, I think I have the best team in the world, some of the best coaches in the world, and we got into every fight with a strategy and an idea of what we want to do. Obviously, for us, what our strategy was to take down Jack. It wasn't to go blow for blow for him, brawl for brawl with him. What do you reckon about what he said about his breakdown of the fight and how it was the game plan was meant to be taking down Jack and not meant to be boxing with him in the pocket, especially? What do you reckon?
Did he mention why he didn't take him down more?
I think he was kind of saying stuff. Go ahead.
I've seen some clips of him talking about it. And first things first, I'll say that Belal has received, like, for someone who was hated vehemently before this fight, he's received a lot of comeuppance post-fight. He's received a lot of accolades from the fans, other fighters, just because of it was such a good fight. The way he took it, replacement fight, like he did the right thing. He's doing the right things. He's staying true to him, and it's starting to show. He's starting to build a lot of support because of it. So, did he mention why he wasn't taking Jack down? Obviously, Jack was doing all the right things, but what did he say? I didn't see that.
I think he had a lot of confidence in his boxing. I think he had a lot of confidence going in that, he could stand there with the best like Jack and throw hands. And that's probably why in the opening stages he wasn't trying to take down Jack as much. Because I know that there was a prevailing thought that, he actually did chuck a lot of takedowns, like 9 attempts, and he just didn't secure them. Yeah, but it wasn't as much as the Leon fight, and also he didn't throw many early. And I know the earlier is probably the better when you're not as sweaty and it's a little bit easier to control and get those takedowns. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to say that it was an ego thing or whatever, but I think he genuinely thought that he could stand there and trade with Jack, and he was like, it was competitive. Jack won in the end. But he's coming out and saying that his game plan was to take down Jack and not just stand there and brawl. The interesting thing is, though, and this is not a criticism of Belal, but it's a bit of a contradiction before the fight to say, I'm going to stand there and trade with Jack, I've got Canelo hands, and then come out and say the game plan was to take him down. Like, now I just don't believe what you say when you're talking about how you're going to approach the fight beforehand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard with guys that talk shit before a fight. Because he said a lot of wild things. Okay, I think we all knew then, and we definitely know now, he doesn't have Canelo hands. He's like, he was just, fighters talk a lot of talk.
So you just reckon that was part of his game? It was just, to be fair, he was talking it up and trying to sell the fight, and I appreciate that. I do.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it's I don't know.
Can I ask you, what would you like to see next for Belal? Because I think we're long past the point that Shavkat is just going to automatically walk into a title opportunity. I think the ship has sailed a little bit. Yes, he got injured, but Charles Oliveira got injured a couple of weeks before his fight. He got that cut, and then he never got that title opportunity automatically, right? I think that might happen again with Shavkat, especially because you've got Sean Brady, you've got Ian Gary, you've got Joaquin Buckley about to fight Usman, you've got Islam fighting JDM next. Would you like to see a fight maybe like Belal versus Shavkat?
Has Shavkat fought Sean Brady?
No.
So I think Sean Brady's in prime position for like title contention. He's in that conversation. Obviously, we're waiting now for Islam and Jack. Yep. So everyone else is kind of fighting for that first off the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brady Shavkat, maybe, because Brady, after the Leon win, is put him in a really good position. He's only lost to Belal.
Sure.
Shavkat's always in that conversation just because he hasn't lost yet, right?
Yep.
I could see Belal fighting Morales, maybe?
Oh, heavy. No, I think Morales is the rumor that I saw going around. Who is he fighting? Morales fighting Leon Edwards, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
That's the photo I saw.
I think that's a better fight for him. Yeah. I don't know. Belal Shavkat puts him back in the title competition. The thing is, though, it's hard because he just lost the belt.
Yeah.
It's
and if he beats Shavkat, it's hard to not give him another title opportunity. And I just
exactly.
don't see the UFC
normally
that,
you have to fight twice at least. But
yeah.
Wait and see. That division's really spicy at the moment. I like it.
Dude, I don't know what they're going to do.
Stuff.
Yeah, there's so many.
Machado Gary as well. Has he got? Is he lined up yet?
Ian's not lined up with any. Here's the way I would break it down. I think Ian should fight, if Joaquin Buckley beats Usman, Ian should fight Joaquin. I think that's a great fight. They talk so much crap.
Well, dude.
Yeah.
What a good division's mad right now, dude.
Yeah. Would you say welterweight is like the most interesting division in the UFC right now?
Lightweight's pretty good too, but we're in a bit of a phase where old guard and new guard are kind of changing roles. It's changing of shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. especially with Topuria going up, right?
Mm.
And Makachev going up. It's just shaken both divisions up.
Yeah.
It's I definitely think like the lightweight, heavyweight is super exciting right now.
All right.
No, lightweight, welterweight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Heavyweight. The opposite.
Well, speaking of lightweight, before we move on to the games news, can I get your thoughts? There's been a bit of a discussion this week about Charles versus Ilya and how Charles right now is such a huge underdog versus Ilya. The odds makers are just expecting Ilya to run through Charles. Do you think it's going to be that easy for Ilya? Like, I think he's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be that clear cut. What do you reckon?
I don't know. Too many unknowns with how he's going to look moving up. I saw some footage of him boxing. He looks big. Like he looks like he's really filled out. Doesn't look as fast as he has, but I'm sure that'll come up with him trimming up and getting close to the fight. I don't know. We don't know. That's it.
All right.
The cuts were hard for Ilya, but he had whack in his punches. You know, obviously stopped Max, stopped Volk. Both dudes, good chin. Yeah, I don't know. Too many unknowns.
Alrighty. Well, let us know what you think about all the UFC news that we talked about today in the comments below. But as always, next up, we got some games news. And Rob, apparently they're making an Elden Ring movie. So this week, Bandai Namco has confirmed that they're working with A24 on a live action Elden Ring movie. Not animated or cartoon or anything. Live action. The film will be written and directed by Alex Garland, best known for Civil War, Annihilation, and Ex Machina, who also wrote the screenplay for 28 Days Later and Dread. And George R.R. Martin, who of course had a hand in Elden Ring, will be a producer for the movie. And apparently, you know, it was rumored in May, but this article has officially confirmed it. No announcement with a release date or anything. But what do you reckon, man? What do you reckon about an Elden Ring movie?
I'll watch it. I don't know.
Begrudgingly.
Let's just say the odds aren't in favor of it being any good when it comes to live actions. I think the amount of good live actions I've watched, I've never seen a good live action.
Never. That's a big...
Never. I don't think I've ever watched one. Like, what is it? All I can think of is like Dragon Ball.
You can't use Dragon Ball. That was terrible.
Oh, dude.
Do you remember how bad that was?
They all are bad.
I think that's unfair. I
know I'm going to get hit in the comments like pretty hard. It's like, oh, bro, what's it called? It's a masterpiece. Oh, bro, watch this. It's like, if you guys really, really think some are good, tell me. And I will put it in my to watch list. But as of right now, I've never seen a good live action.
Okay, there have been some bad ones, and I can rattle off a couple. Like Borderlands was not good. All right, that was not good. I thought Sonic the Hedgehog was actually decent. Like what? I actually Sonic the Hedgehog. Did you watch the Sonic films, the live action ones?
Live action? What do you mean live action?
Yeah, there's news like Sonic live action. Like obviously Sonic's animated, but everyone else is human. It was pretty decent, man.
Is that considered live action? Is it like the Sonic movies?
Yeah, as would the Minecraft movie as well a little bit too.
Okay, are they considered live action? Okay,
yes.
Well that changes the entire genre for me.
Wow! All right,
I love
Minecraft.
Minecraft is great.
All right. And there's some others in there as well.
Like it's not a masterpiece, but I thought as someone who's played Minecraft, it was fun. It was fun. And I'm going to be honest with you, if there's a movie and Jack Black's in it, I'll probably watch it.
I swear to God, if they put Jack Black in this Elden Ring movie, I'll scream.
I have so much time for him. But please be in Elden Ring. Please. Oh, dude.
You're not serious when you say that, right? Please.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. But how? I don't know. Like, how can they do it like Minecraft? I think it'll be more like Dragon Ball.
Like if you know, don't say it's like Dragon Ball. It's got to be authentic. Like here's the interest. Oh yeah, not Avatar. What about? Did you watch Mortal Kombat? Did you like Mortal Kombat? I did. I enjoyed it.
Mortal Kombat? No, the new one? No, probably not.
Yeah. like it's. I think there is some potential there because like Elden Ring's lore, like all FromSoft games, they're always up in the air. They're always mysterious. They could pick a point in time with like Marika or Radahn or whatever and just go for that.
Did you play Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls or any of it?
I didn't finish it, but I played Dark Souls 3. Yeah, a little
What do you prefer? Elden Ring lore or Dark Souls lore?
You know what's funny? I've actually watched a lot of videos about Dark Souls lore. It's a really, I don't know. I like Elden Ring lore. What's
that guy? Vati Vidya or whatever.
Vati Vidya? Yeah. I watch his videos religiously.
I've watched about 8 hours of lore videos as well, dude. Like, I reckon Dark Souls is better in my opinion. I like Dark Souls more.
Shout out Vati Vidya. Did you know that he's Aussie, man? He's yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, good on him. Shout out Vati.
He's like my. Do you have like a YouTube channel that, like, I like to listen to stuff as I go to sleep. It calms me down. Dark Souls, Elden Ring lore, that's right on my list. Vata videos right there. It's just soothing, you know.
I've been listening to a guy called Mitch Mannix. So shout out to him. He plays stupid games, stupid games, and I just watch him playing stupid games to go to bed.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So, are you saying you prefer a Dark Souls movie? Live action.
I don't want to see live action of either. Like that was the whole appealing thing about the lore with Elden Ring and Dark Souls, is that it was so mysterious. A lot of it was just pure hypothesis, hypotheticals. That's what was kind of, I don't know. That's what the appeal of it all.
But they could still do that.
How are they going to keep it mysterious as a live action?
Look, because in Elden Ring, there is a story, you're doing something, but everything else in the past is all a mystery, right? They just need to tell a story, which is a small slice on the timeline. They're not spoiling everything else. They're just touching on stuff like the game does, right?
We'll see. All
right.
I'll see when they drop the trailer. I'll know straight away whether I like it or not when they drop the trailer.
And then next up in the games news, talking a bit about Dragon Age Veilguard. So, Dragon Age Veilguard star Alex Wilton Reagan has given a bit of a response in terms of the backlash that's been faced by the developers and towards the game. And she's blamed the mixed reactions on people who wanted to see the game fail or wanted to see BioWare fail. Rob, I know that I don't think you played Veilguard, but you had a bit of a history with Dragon Age. Can you tell me about tell me about how your feelings of Dragon Age have evolved over time? Because I know you were a super big fan, and then maybe you were put a little bit off it. Like, what's your take on it?
First and foremost, I will say that the gamer community who comments and just bomb studios and games on release is getting out of hand. You guys are ridiculous. You guys need to calm down. Like, it is. It's honestly disgusting because these guys are like putting their heart and soul. Not every company, but a lot of companies are putting their heart and soul into these games. Yeah, and then like one person picks up on something and it's like a group of them. They text each other and they all get together and they all just review bomb games. And I can't stand it. I hate it. Like I really can't stand it. I think reviews are important, but the one-sided ones with dudes who played for like an hour and a half, like, I don't know. You get where I'm coming from, and a lot of people who are listening will understand as well, because it is getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Two, me personally, my biggest draw away from Dragon Age was the art style change. I did not like it. It looks like Fortnite. Same reason why. Remember how last week I mentioned I was playing Enshrouded?
Yep.
I found it very hard to stay into it just because I just did not vibe with the art style very much. Okay. Apart from that, I haven't actually played Veilguard, so I can't speak on it too much. When I was playing Inquisition, I loved Inquisition, though they started hammering me with fetch quests, like MMO-style quests that I just did not vibe with, and I hated them. It felt like they were just trying to fill the game up. Yeah, that's where that's all I've got. I can't really give an opinion on Veilguard too much, having not played it.
So, like, your experience, they're coming from, like, real, genuine criticisms, not hating BioWare or Dragon Age for the sake of it. for any particular reason or whatever that's not actually related to the game. But there were genuine reasons, like, I didn't like the art style, I didn't like some of the quests, and you ended up not playing it. That's different to, I think, some of the criticism that she is referring to, you know?
And, okay, well, and you see one thing is like, whilst it's not for me, and I didn't like the art style and stuff, I'm not going to go onto Steam and leave a review saying, crap game, don't like the art style, don't like this. Like, dude, that's just me. I just didn't like that. That's fine. It's just not a game for me. I don't have to try and sell my point of view to everybody else.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, especially if you played Dragon Age Veilguard. I played like an hour of it and I didn't get fully into it, so I'd love to know what you all thought about the game. But continuing on this game's past, what we're watching, playing, and reading. Rob, what you be getting up to this past week?
Mate, so like I said, I was trying to play Enshrouded. Couldn't really get into it. I don't know what it was. I got stuck on the progression a little bit, but then nothing held me. Nothing could grab me. It might be the art style, but nothing held me in. Okay, I wasn't staying up at night, struggling to sleep because I can't wait to wake up the next day to play it. Okay, people may laugh. I literally get like that sometimes. Like forcing myself to go to bed because I have to for training. Though, it's the last thing I want to do. But I have hit a gem, a masterpiece. No, that's gone too far. It's very, very good though. I'm playing Tainted Grail. What's the last bit? Tainted Grail.
Fall of Avalon?
Fall of Avalon. That's it. That's it. I've been playing it the last, I think, 3 days maybe. Got about 15 hours into it so far, which is good considering, you know, I'm in the gym a lot of the time. Mate, it's good. And it's really good. So the developers, this is what led me into trying out the game, because I generally stay away from these sort of games. What was the game you played the other day? Open world RPG. Avowed? Yeah. And I didn't jump on that because I don't need to play those Skyrim games. Like, there's nothing drawing me into those.
Sure.
Especially right now, if I wanted to play that style of game, I could just jump into Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I was watching just a guy I watch called Splattercat. Plays a lot of indie games, and I watch him a lot to go to sleep and stuff. Sometimes. Yeah. If the game's good, though, it wakes me up. So
gets you pumped.
He's actually a reason I find a lot of in certain indie games, because I see things I like, etc. But he played it, but he mentioned that the developers are actually from board game development. They make board games, like intricate, complicated board games. As soon as he had that, and I was thinking, okay, complicated board game developers jumping into there's going to be something there, because I love making classes, builds, characters. You know I do. I love getting into the nitty gritty of that sort of stuff. And mate, it has not let me down. There's a lot of class options, a lot of statistics, like a Dark Souls type progression system with your gear and stuff. But there's skill points, and weapons and armors have different affixes, and like things just all start linking together, so you can make some really cool out there builds. It feels like Morrowind-esque. If the mechanics of Morrowind was kind of more in line with Oblivion, crossed with kind of The Witcher, because there's like a real heavy gothic theme and atmosphere. Yeah. It's, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like, I'm not super far into it. I'm doing what I normally do, which is like they say go right, I go left, and then I start living in the woods crafting for the next 50 hours until this. I'm like, my character is like living one of those anime type light novels where it's like I trained sword for 100 days and now I'm overpowered. Like that's my character. Like I just head out to the woods and I just start grinding. Like, and then I come back to the first starter mission as a god. So
you are literally that South Park episode where they farm pigs in the forest and then you're overpowered.
Yeah, dude. So I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Dude, it's so crazy that for me, and I keep an eye on new games and stuff coming out. This one's just fallen under the radar. There are so many games this year. It's crazy.
Man,
I can't believe I missed this.
It's a great year for gaming.
Yeah, man.
That is
getting actually nice.
Indie Skyrim.
All right. I want to try. I wish I had the time. I want to try it out now. It looks really good.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm having a lot of fun with it, man. It's
all right.
Yeah.
Are you going to stick with it, or like what do you reckon?
Well,
I know you have this tendency
I'm waiting
of
until after this
games.
episode. I'm jumping straight back on it. Like,
all right, cool.
But
cool.
We'll see. We'll see. It's it doesn't have like a unlimited style progression sort of thing. It's like it's like The Witcher. It's open world until you finish it, and then I think it reverts you to your save before or something like that. I don't know. I'm hoping they bring something out to change that. I like forever games, but yeah, it's cool. What about yourself?
Right. Look, not too much to say. I went back to Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm like slowly trucking through it. The thing I like about it is that it's that kind of game where every night you can just do a mission. You can complete a level or two and then walk away. It tracks your progression. It's not hard to keep an eye on like what's happening or anything. I'm really liking it, man. I think it's just a blast. It's a lot of fun. I love how weighty and heavy everything feels. The weapon upgrades, like you just continue to get more and more cool weapon upgrades as you progress through the game. You get more shield runes, which changes the I just got a shield rune where when you use your shield, you're like a little gun pops out of your shoulder and shoots enemies. It's freaking awesome, man. So I love Doom. I love id Software. I'm having such a good time, and it's the game that I don't feel guilty for not playing. Like I'm like, I got an hour or so free tonight. I'll play that. I'll have a good time. Back away. It might not pay for a few days, and then I'll go back into it. So I'm having fun, man. I'm loving Doom: The Dark Ages.
Dude, it was a really fun game.
Yeah,
and
you should get back into it.
It does feel like that, like that sort of game. Like you don't feel bad having to leave. It doesn't like when you jump onto it, you don't feel like you have to stay there playing.
Mm-hmm. I like with some games, like with Oblivion right now. I'm like, I need to get back into it. I feel bad for not playing, but with Doom, I'm like, no, I can leave it because I'm not coming in completely confused what I'm doing. It's pretty easy to pick up and play it again. Like compared to Doom Eternal, if you don't play Doom Eternal for a couple of weeks, you lose the touch. It's like, oh crap, I got to become sweaty again and grapple hook and everything. But with Doom: The Dark Ages, it's much easier to get into. So, but yeah, that's what we've been watching. Or playing and reading. I don't know if you've been watching or reading anything else, Rob, that you want to rattle off.
Haven't had time.
All good. We might actually be on track for one of the shorter episodes of the MMArcade
I thought it'd be much shorter, to be honest. We're looking to be like a 45-minute episode, mate. Like I was sure this was going to be like 20 minutes.
It's because I chucked in an extra games topic because I saw it coming. Last section is viewer questions. Of course, if you have any viewer questions, please let us know in the comments below. We're trying to get to as many of you as possible in each episode. Talking about games, too many games, at Sadarth94 asks, question for both. Have you guys, either of you guys played Clair Obscur 33 Expedition or Expedition 33? Overall thoughts on the game? I know it's good, and people keep yelling at us, Rob, because we're not covering it in the podcast. I just haven't had the time to play it. Haven't had the time.
I've heard you can't make your own character, so I probably won't play it. Sorry, dude.
Do you like turn-based games, out of curiosity? Like, would you ever give it a go?
Like Final Fantasy?
Yeah, like Final Fantasy.
Games? Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that.
But generally, with those sort of games, you can't make your own character. Like,
fair.
And I don't really like being put on rails, like story rails.
Fair. Apparently, it's like game of the year. Like this, everyone's agreeing this is probably going to be.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah, probably. At some stage this year, we'll play it. We've acknowledged it. All right, we're sorry. There's too many other games going around. At PWS Slattery asks, is Rob versus Usman ever going to happen? Deep down, they both want that fight. I remember when Usman was experimenting with the middleweight, you were like, let's fight, and I'm sure he wanted to as well. He's just not in your weight class anymore, you know?
Yeah, he's not there.
Would you one day, like if he decided to go back up to middleweight, is that a fight you'd 100%. Entertain?
100%.
All right. All right. Next question is at Simon Belmont. Rob, would you like to explore the light heavyweight division anytime in the near and distant future? You could be fast and more skillful than most of the division. I know you've talked about this, Rob. Light heavyweight, is it still on your mind or not?
Maybe one day. We'll see. We'll see. I mentioned it after this next fight. We'll look into it.
All right. At Kane is slap top 9134. These names, man, you're making it hard. Question for Rob and Jonny.
It's Kane's laptop.
Far out, bro.
He's talking like it's some Russian.
Kane, yes, laptop. Far out. I can't read. Or it's probably Kanye's laptop. I don't know. Kane's laptop or Kanye's laptop. Tell me what it is. Question for Rob and Jonny. Will you boys be watching?
Kanye's laptop. Oh, okay.
It could be Kanye's laptop. Question for Rob and Jonny. Will you boys be watching State of Origin next Wednesday or tonight? And if so, who's winning? Love the pod. Never missed an episode. Thank you, mate.
Mate, I'm Rob? Always blue. Always blue.
Always. Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I think we are going to win, but when we think we're going to win, that's when the Maroons always win. Like they always pull it out.
Always hard playing up in Queensland. Always hard playing up there.
Yeah, but blues all the way. And finally, at Nicholas M911, far out. How did your medieval dynasty run with your buddy go? Have you seen the Viking dynasty they're working on? Hope all is well, my dudes. Rob?
Medieval dynasty, mate, it lasted maybe 40 minutes. So as soon as I tried building a house and then I had to go chop down 400 trees, I had to put the scaffolding and foundations in myself. I got ravaged by wolves on the way to the trees. I was like, this is terrible. Like this is, I don't know. I was not vibing it. It was too much for me.
Fair. And that is the end of episode 67 of the MMArcade Podcast. Thank you to everyone for watching and listening until this point. Rob, as always, closing thoughts and remarks for the episode.
Thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you made it through the whole episode, thank you very much. Like I said, leave any questions you have in the comments below. We try to get to as many as we can. Otherwise, tell your friends about us. Share our name. We want to keep going up. This is what I want to move into afterwards. Otherwise, thanks again. Take it easy.